All right, here's another quick view of this catenary train set I'm working on. I'm doing another video because I actually held the camera the wrong way, and hopefully this will be a little bit better of a video. Anyway, running right down the center of this set are homemade telephone poles, and I'll show you here. I made them out of wooden dowels, and then I made some cross arms, and plus I also used these little eye hooks and beads for the insulator and for the wire to hook onto. Now the wire I'm using is really a very thick thread. It's not wool, but it comes in a big spool. Got it pretty cheap at I guess a craft store. But anyway, I did that, got that, and ran the wires. Looks pretty realistic. At some point I wouldn't mind getting a maybe the top two wires, have them live so I can run lights off of it. But anyway, they were pretty easy to build. And I also have a couple made up that have different cross arms to go in a different direction. So, and then we'll go over to the water tower that I made out of an old coffee can, and got the ladders out of old junk boxes at train shows. And this water spout is just wood, and some eye hooks, a little chain, and the counterweight to this is actually a top of an old cannonball door hinge off of a door. And again, there's eye hooks, and it just turned out I was very lucky that it was the same weight, or close to the same weight, because when it's down, and if you tug on this weight a little bit, it stays up. So that was an easy build for me one afternoon. And then here's some luggage that I've been working on. I've made different size steam chests. I cut an old hand railing, and that's the curved part anyway, and little scutcheon nails for the latches and locks, and wire nails for the handles. And I have silver and brass color latches, and I think I've got some black handles in there as well. But I made briefcase luggage size. It was fun to do. And you also notice on one of my videos I was telling you about the wheels on this trailing car. The wheels drifted quite a bit, and the rear car would derail quite a bit. So I actually put sleeves on the axles to hold them out. They still have a little bit of play, as they should, but not like what they used to have. And right here is a Marx switch tower, and it is up on a block of wood, just to give it a little bit more of a standard gauge height. I like the look of that tower, and I think it looks a lot better higher now. And plus it's easy for me to also customize the base, decorate it in some way. I can do that at my leisure while I'm sitting around doing nothing, and then put it back onto the layout here. And that goes the same for this MTH switch tower. It's on a block of wood, and I've got two telephone poles mounted on it. And at some point I'll use these scissor switches to run maybe live wires to it. Now, on a previous video, you noticed I showed you I had a train shed on my work table, whether it be a station or a freight station, one or the other. Well, there it is on the set with luggage and I guess a little bit of freight scattered about. Now I also have this thing. This is wired under the table right now. but I also made it so I could possibly run the wires out the top to a telephone pole. And right in there I've got 2 beads and the eye hooks to run the wires off out of the top. That's not going to happen on this set anytime real soon, but sometime in the future. And here's another type of a tree that I've been making. I'm not sure the name of the bush, but in the summertime these are big white, look like snowballs on the bush. And then later on in the fall I harvested some by just snipping them and just leaving them in my shop until they dried out. And after they had kind of fully dried out, obviously I sprayed the top green. I added some sawdust to the trunk with some carpenter's glue, and then I just spray painted it brown and added my own little base. Now you'll see a Lionel block signal up on a block of wood. I like that style block signal, and I figure I'll raise it up again to make it a little bit more standard gauge height. Now I also, in one of the last videos, you noticed there was a pond, or actually 2 ponds on my work table, and there's one of them back there. Now I still have some houses to be put on here after I get electric put in them. I have a set of Mike's Train House houses with 2 big houses and 2 little ones. Those 2 will be squeezed on here somewhere. So let's see about getting this thing running. I did add a brass rod to the top of the pantograph and ran a wire directly up to the brass, and man, does it runs a whole lot better, a lot more reliable. So let's see about getting this thing running. I'm gonna go up on my step ladder. I'm pretty happy with the way it's running now. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for another video.